Hi everyone, I'm Ranko Gantner from the University of Osijek. I'm associate professor and my main activity is to teach the students about forages production and utilization. I've started research on horse traction or animal traction in agriculture about 10 years ago, mainly because in that time I saw some sustainability problems and just idea has come from Amish agriculture. So let's go on with our presentation. Agriculture is still the most important human activity for provision of essential goods to humanity. However, agricultural activity affects the environment and its own sustainability through the pollution of soil, water and air, through the loss of biodiversity, and through soil compaction and loss of soil fertility. Organic agriculture appears to be more sustainable and less harming to environment when compared to the modern chemical-intensive or conventional agriculture. Mainly, there are three styles of farming currently existing or coexisting. The first one is conventional or chemical intensive agriculture. The other one is integrated agriculture. And the third, and probably the most environment friendly, is organic farming or organic agriculture. Well, regardless on whatever the style of farming is, soil fertility is crucial for achieving the desired yields of field crops. Uh, Building the soil's fertility in organic farming systems relies mainly on the application of organic fertilizers like farmyard manure and composts and green manuring also. Incorporation of farmyard manures or slurries into soil enables for the recirculation of plant nutrients, brings the high quality organic matter into soil, and raises the soil fertility in many aspects, including the improvement of water infiltration rate and water holding capacity, thus helping to mitigate the drought effects. In circumstances where the farmyard manure production is not sufficient to fertilize the fields, organic farmers are required to build their soil's fertility by using another means like green manuring. Such the situation is found in Croatia, where the average stocking rate is about half of livestock unit per hectare of the used agricultural land. Under the rough assumption that one livestock unit generally produces somewhat less than 100 kilos of nitrogen annually, we come to less than 50 kilos of nitrogen being produced per the hectare of farmland in Croatia. This indicates the necessity of use either of mineral nitrogen fertilizers or green manures for the achievement of modern targeted yields. If we aim to have a maximum possible share of organic agriculture, the green manuring remains the most important option for building the soil fertility in organic farming systems. Besides the regular agrotechnical measures for cash crop production, green manuring brings some additional measures that have to be taken. These additional measures mainly include establishment of green manure crop and either incorporation of the green manure crop into the soil or termination of green manure crop by laying it down in order to prevent its competition with the cash crop. Incorporation into soil appears as the more acceptable option for small and low input farms, since it doesn't require the use of expensive and power-demanding no-till seeding machines. However, additional operations act discouraging due to unavoidable additional costs and energy consumption. Thus, if the energy is being produced on farm, it changes the economic circumstances. This work is not only about green manuring, it is also about animal traction in the modern crop production. Well, this animal traction has some advantages which are very often overseen. Namely, there was found that the use of animal traction instead of diesel-powered tractors makes the farms independent of the distant and finite fossil resources. It also cuts the costs for machinery and equipment, since the modern machinery is very expensive and implements also. However, tractive animals are much cheaper, and also are the implements for the animal traction. Animal traction also helps to recover the soil porosity and water infiltration rate, and it enables the farmers to produce their own energy in a very simple and traditional way. Considering the effects of animal traction on soil quality, there is anticipated rise in soil biological activity and rise of overall fertility when compared to machinery-intensive farming, where the heavy-weight tractors and implements are regularly used. Moreover, animal traction is practically carbon neutral. It brings no risk of pollution by fuel and lubricant spill, and it uses enormously less metal for construction of the traction aggregate. Namely, animal plus harness have less than 1 kilo of metal, whilst the iron and steel tractors can weigh 3 to 10 tons or even more. If we compare the benefits both from green manuring and animal traction, they look very similar. They help to recover and improve soil fertility and enable the farmer to rely on the on-farm produced resources, thus providing the independency and a sort of autonomy. Such independency has become important advantage in the light of recent developments that have disturbed the supply chain and stability of input prices. Also, if we consider that animal traction is fueled with the on-farm produced fodder, it makes the increase of operations due to green manuring less important, since it does not increase the costs that are to be paid with money. Namely, this enables a farm to produce more added value. Are there any challenges to integration of green manuring and solely animal traction? There appears a challenge of how to plow under the huge herbage mass of green manure crops with small horse plows. In a field trial of Ambrushets and colleagues, a huge biomass of crimson clover was chopped with a small tractor-powered chopper before plowing. In the case of solely animal power in a system, there is not enough power to do the chopping. Fortunately, there are developed few models of roller cutters and roller crimpers for horse traction by Schaffmat Paired of Luxembourg, aimed for laying down the green manure herbage before plowing it under. Preliminary field tests have proved these rollers promising for such the job. This is the small tractor with chopper, which did the job of chopping of crimson clover before the incorporation into soil. This is the small tractor which did plowing under the chopped herbage of crimson clover.
This is what it looked like after plowing the herbage under. On the other location, soil was too wet and plowing probably too deep, so the furrows do not look so well as at the previous photo. After plowing, the soil was tilled with rotary tiller, and after that maize was seeded, and after about 1 week we could see the small newly emerged plants, as you can see at this photo. This is the young maize crop going well after about 4 weeks after seeding. At the left side is maize grown upon green manuring. At the right side, the smaller and yellow one grows on zero fertilization variant. These photos were taken from our field trial that took place about several years ago at 2 locations near Osijek. For the reliable appraisal of any new implements, in this case rollers, there is required multi-site testing in various conditions. One such trial is started in Požega of Croatia on a small family farm. There is currently being tested the feasibility and productivity of the integrated green manuring and solid animal traction system for the production of arable crops. In the first year of the research, there will be tested performance of such system for maize production with soil fertilization that includes green manuring with crimson clover, parallel with other variants, including farmyard manuring, mineral NPK, and zero fertilization. One of variants is intended to check the performance of the no-till seeded maize into the terminated mulch of late crimson clover. I would just like to say a few words about the field trial in Požega in Croatia. It comprises 6 different variants that are intended and also already started, all in the randomized block design with 4 applications. In order to achieve the satisfactory reliability of average values of cash crop yields and of soil quality indicators. These 6 different variants include green manuring with crimson clover, farmyard manuring, green manuring with crimson clover plus farmyard manuring, green manuring plus farmyard manuring plus no-till seeded cash crop. The 5th variant is mineral NPK fertilization, and the last variant is zero fertilization. All for the maize grown as a cash crop. Parameters that are to be measured are yield of cash crop, namely yield of maize grain and maize stover, and soil quality indicators like content of organic matter, availability of plant nutrients, and I hope we will measure the
rainwater infiltration capacity and water holding capacity.